then.
I'll just edit it.
Oh.
Yeah, I just want to talk to the audience.
All right, well, hello everybody. Welcome to What Grinds My Gears podcast, episode -1. This is our first attempt at doing this, so we're just trying to talk about things that make us upset and grind our gears.
Yeah, there's a CG dick narco Nick, whatever you want to call
That's
us.
so stupid.
Well, anyway. So, the whole point of this podcast is to talk about stuff that grind our gears. And a lot of things piss us off, right? A lot of things piss us off. So,
Middle Eastern guy in a tracksuit, of course, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Enforce the stereotype.
Anyway, I mean, it gets dirty out there.
It does.
It really does. And stinky.
And stinky.
Stinky. And who wants to come home and you smell your ass? And then,
and then you get in the shower, and then you want to lather up with a nice quality soap, and then you squirt some Dr Squatch in your hands, their body wash, and it feels like you're rubbing a tree with your hands. And then it just falls right off of you.
Sounds like something grinds your gears.
It does, actually.
Really?
These companies like Dr Squatch and Native especially, but we'll get to that in a minute. And Dr Squatch does a great job of this. It's not a completely terrible product.
I think they're
because they do what they say they want to do, which is have an organic soap.
And being ass.
And being ass.
Well, look, we've had some couple of years experience. I remember for Christmas I got you a bar. It was on Mercari. I didn't want to tell you this.
Oh, nice.
I got him Dr. Squatch, same as Nate, which was the Star Wars theme one. And you watch these commercials of Dr. Squatch, and it says it's all natural and it's masculine. And what kind of guy with low testosterone doesn't want some good soap? So you try to lather with this, and first you don't smell it. Second, you feel dirty after, and then third, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
It doesn't last.
I'll say with the bar soap, the smell does tend to be a little bit stronger. But again, by the time you get out of the shower, you don't even smell it on yourself. They have this soap called Wood Barrel Bourbon, which is probably my favorite Dr. Squatch smell, and yet it still kind of falls short. And, for example, I'm drinking a Eagle Rare 10-year, and this will be on my breath and on my,
Yeah, don't let the cop know that.
on my person longer than that soap will. And it's the bottle of liquor. And, like I said, I think Dr. Squatch does a great job of using all natural ingredients, and I do think that their advertising campaign is accurate, but I feel like at the same time it falls short, especially with what you can pay with other brands that give more for less money in a similar context.
Well, let's start with the bar soaps. Okay, how do you wash with the bar soap?
Well, usually I would rub it up in a loofah and then just scrub.
I would just scrub it on myself.
It depends.
And it is it has so much friction to your body, it hurts. It feels like sandpaper with no water just rubbing it on my body, and it gets stuck on me.
Talk about marinating your man meat in unholy ingredients. Well, you're marinating your man meat in sandpaper. It ain't too good either.
I do, so I don't know what to tell you. But, it's weird. Compared to other brands of hard soap like that, I feel like it doesn't last as long. It only lasts you like 4 showers.
If you want a soap that really lasts, I'll get you some Irish Spring.
No, a lot of chemicals in that. But that's one thing. We don't want chemicals in our soap because, it does things to frogs. Let's just admit it. It does things to frogs, and I don't want to be a frog. But in all reality...
It does things to frogs.
In all truthfulness, have you ever noticed with the bar of soap, it shrinks?
Yeah.
After you when you're not using it?
Yeah.
It's like when I put it in the shower up here, above my shower thing, it melts.
Well, yeah, the warmth from the shower kind of melts the bar, especially if it's a natural bar, so the ingredients just kind of fall apart.
I just never like how long it didn't last. And I've asked multiple people, hey, do I smell good? I don't smell anything on you.
Well, and what's funny about that is, Dr. Squatch, especially I noticed that with their bars of soap compared to, Everyman Jack or, even, the big-ass bar of soap, I think it's Duke Cannon. Even that, lasts a long time. But a bar at Dr. Squatch wouldn't even last me, a week. And I don't even,
Exactly.
I shower once a day.
Same as their deodorants.
Their deodorants suck. They stain my clothes bad.
I still have a stain on that Adidas shirt. The one that
Really?
Yeah, it's right here. It won't go away. But it's like a clay. You ever notice
Yeah,
that?
it's like a hard. It like stiffens the shirt up, and then when you wash it, it's just
Boy,
sticky.
it's weird. It has a weird texture to it. But it doesn't smell very good. And talk about one that doesn't smell good. There's one that smells like a particular body part. Their shampoo. That blue one, it
Yeah.
smells like fish flies. Or it smells like something that hasn't been cleaned in a minute. In all seriousness. I don't know if you... I mean, you gave me a bunch of their products when you didn't want them anymore. I was like, okay, I'll try it out. And the shampoo sucks. That's the worst product of them all. Because... And yeah, I feel like when I put it in, it takes every single oil out of my hair. I know that's what shampoos are supposed to do, but it's like there's no bubbles when
You know, I'll say with the shampoo, especially like when you rinse your hair out, it seems like the feeling you get before you lather, like when you like rinse your hair.
Exactly.
You know how like after you use shampoo, typically it feels a little soft, kind of like moist. Well, after you use after you use Dr Squatch, it just seems like you never even put shampoo in, and then like a day later you're all greasy.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the hell?
But it sucks. We'll have to put a video in there to show you what I mean. But it's like...
It doesn't lather good at all. None of their products lather good.
No.
And again, like they have a great concept. I feel like they have a genuinely really great marketing campaign. But yes, I mean it's not as expensive as some brands are for like chemical stuff. But for what it is, I feel like they need to definitely do a better job at somehow making it lather more.
And there's well,
technical difficulties.
This is sorry, dumb cat.
Yeah.
Anyway,
stupid idiot cat.
But yeah, now that also includes their body soap, the liquid one. Is you put that in that loofah. How much do you got to put on this for it to make a bubble?
I mean, so like with the soap dispenser I have, it comes with like a squirt top. I usually only do 2.5 spurts, and that's enough to cover my whole body and then some of every man jack.
I'm talking about.
But I'm saying, like, if I had to compare that to Dr. Squatch, I have to sit there and like squeeze like a quarter of the bottle.
You put the whole thing in. It's like, okay, I'll put a lot in there. Do my upper body. I'm already.
You're out. Yep.
So like.
I ran into the same issue.
And these bottles are not cheap, people. This is expensive stuff. It costs a lot of money to look good. Trust me. So, but yeah, you got to use the whole thing. Now, what is our alternative? What are we using now?
Well, we're using Every Man Jack.
We're not sponsored by them. Okay?
Well, we'd like to be.
I don't know who Jack is. He does things.
He's probably a really good guy, but I would love to be sponsored by them, but we're not yet.
Yeah. They got good products. It smells good. It's a better alternative. Now, there was something we were trying as an alternative because we want natural. And what's it called?
Native.
Native soap. Native. Right. So that really grinds my gears right there. Native soap. Yeah, if you're watching. So
it makes him more mad than it makes me mad.
Here's the two things about native. Okay, first of all, it's not native or natural. Me and him are at Target. What scents were we seeing?
Oh yeah, Dunkin' Donuts coffee.
Oh yeah.
For one of their scents.
I want to smell like a cupcake for EDP when I go outside. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So, you're gonna get canceled for that.
So I just like, why do I want to go outside smell like a fruitcake?
It's not even smelling like a fruitcake. It's just so when you're marketing as 5 basic ingredients or whatever.
Jelly rolls. We can put up all the.
I think they have a Starbucks flavor now too,
really?
Or scent. Sorry, same difference at this point.
The people use that, probably eat it too, but we're gonna put up on the post on here all the scents they got.
And you're gonna be going through a long list and editing.
Exactly. So they say they had 6 natural ingredients.
It's like 5 or 6 ingredients.
What in nature smells like a jelly roll? Or a cupcake?
Well, and that's just what I was about to get into. Is it's like they're marketing this natural native scent, right? But then you get something like cupcake scent, and it's like, what about that is natural? And it's funny because people actually like dug deeper into the soap, and they found that there's a lot more than 5 ingredients. Try like 50.
Do you think the soaps have a fragrance of EDP?
I mean, I don't know.
At least?
I don't know.
Because we're clone guys, EDP.
Well, I don't think that's a topic for this video.
Anyway, guys, so yeah, and then it makes your skin really dry. I don't know if you ever noticed that, but like sometimes I'll just, if I don't have hand soap, okay, I'm gonna adapt. We're in the middle class. We're adapting here. We don't have matching pillowcases and blankets. So when I need to use soap after taking a dump, I'm gonna use some of that some of that body wash from Native because that's all I have at the moment. And when I use it, it makes my hands dry. I look like, well, I can't say what group of people, but you understand what I'm saying.
You're more likely to be able to use that than I am, but
Exactly. So
I don't know. I feel like my experience with Native, especially, was it does. It's one of those soaps that doesn't lather good either. I mean, you spend all this money
it's
on a
better
product.
than Dr
I
Squatch,
don't
but
think
it's
so.
well, I mean, a little bit.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because at least Dr. Squatch is actually natural. Native is just complete garbage. And I don't even feel bad for crapping on them. Like,
Oh, have you seen how much their deodorants cost?
yeah, it's like $13 for a stick this big.
Yeah, it's you know.
Well,
But anyway, yeah, a small, very. Okay. So anyway, so you get these small deodorant. And it's like $14, 11, 14, whatever. Right?
13.
I don't know. I don't be shopping for them anyway. But you're buying this. It's like why? Are you going for the natural aspect? Because clearly it's not natural.
Doesn't even smell good. It's very faint.
I feel like the only people buying this is respectfully rich white women. Have you ever seen anyone else buying this stuff?
That's a good point.
What did your ex buy?
Native.
What was she?
Well,
anyway, so that grinds our gears.
And you know, again, before we move on to the next topic here, I just want to really emphasize Everyman Jack. Again, we're not sponsored, but those are some of the best soaps that I've ever used. They lather great. They're cost effective. They don't leave marks on clothing. You can get aluminum free or antiperspirant deodorant. And I mean, nothing is overly expensive. The bars of soap smell incredible. And you know, yeah, sure, they have it's not fully natural, but it's derived from almost entirely natural ingredients. And you know, even still, for $6 and you're getting a bottle this big compared to $13 and you're getting one this big, I'd take Everyman Jack every day of the week. And I think one thing,
you got sensitive skin.
I do have sensitive skin and dry scalp, depending on
what you use.
The shampoo I use.
If you use Dr. Squatch, your snowflakes in.
Dude, I was itching. And I shower like good, like every single day.
I itch more than you.
Literally. And, you know, I think one thing that definitely ties into is, you know, when you're in the wasteland and, you know, you want to take a shower, you want a good soap, right?
Yeah, especially with no radioactiveness on it.
You know, especially with no rads on it. So, we're going to move into a conversation here about Fallout, which is my half of this podcast.
Okay. No, I haven't watched it.
He hasn't watched it, I have, and I'm pissed, okay? So, we're going to do like a little bit of a spoiler-free section here.
We'll mark when.
Yeah, we'll mark when, and I'll say, like, hey, there's spoilers. As for the spoiler-free section, I just feel like what they did, they left it open, which is good, but I feel like they took...
gates.
I feel like they took every single, like, fan service that Obsidian did with the New Vegas title, and they just threw it out the window. Like, they took the canon ending of whatever it could have been, and instead of just kind of building off of one specific ending, they just scrapped it and said, we're not going to do any of that, we're going to leave it open, which for a storytelling point of view is great, but for the fans, it's like, what the hell?
What happened?
What happened?
Yeah, well, I mean,
and, you know, we're not completely done with Season 2 yet here, but I just feel like there are certain parts of the world in the TV series that are great. But then there are certain ones that are key points, especially on the strip itself, where it's just like, what the hell were you guys thinking? So, I mean, there really isn't much I can talk about here outside of spoilers, so now we're going to move into the spoiler section. So for anybody who hasn't watched Fallout Season 2 up to, I believe it's Episode 6 right now, this is going to be spoilers. Do not watch the rest of this video.
Unless you're, you know, you just...
Unless you, like, enjoy being a masochist.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know. So here's the spoiler part. As of right now, the NCR is completely, like, almost dismantled, right? In the region. I mean, and here's the thing. People will come in the comments and probably say, like, hey, you know, it hasn't been decided what's happened yet, but understand that these groups, these factions, even the Caesar's Legion, they control, like, multiple 5, 6, 7 other states outside of Nevada. So for the New California Republic to be as small of a presence in the New Vegas area just makes no sense according to the lore. And for the Legion to sit here and, from what it seems like at this point, let me rephrase that, what it seems like, to be able to beat the NCR, but then be at some civil war, and for one guy to walk into the Legion camp and just destroy all of them with one move. You telling me an entire army of trained NCR military couldn't do that?
I mean, yeah.
Now, there were parts of the show where, like, you know, the Vaulties, or I guess I'll say Vault Dwellers, because Vaulties, not everybody's going to know what that came from. But the Vault Dwellers were, like, going on this mission, and they're, like, getting stuff up and running, and they're, like, finding out stuff about the pre-war, and then, like, Reclamation Day, and that's really freaking cool, because I feel like that definitely encapsulates this management perspective that they're going from, and I think that's a great job for storytelling. But bringing it back to Vegas, I mean, there's all sorts of shit inhabiting the Strip.
Death Claws. Ghouls.
Yeah, but the ghouls, well, yeah, even the kings were made ghouls. Which, I mean, I don't know if you ran into the kings in your playthrough yet.
No, I only got like 2 hours.
But they're like these like Elvis impersonator guys. And they were basically like a good karma faction, right? Like they were pretty chill. And they ended up as ghouls.
So nukes went off and your sole duty and job is to be Elvis.
Yeah.
Okay. So
but
keeping the king alive.
It just, like, in Freeside is completely populated, right? Which makes sense. Freeside was a pretty hot spot for the game. But to basically completely level the Strip, and
you're ruining a game at that point.
And here's the other thing. If you guys look back at, I believe it's episode 3 or 4, the Brotherhood of Steel Knights, Titus, and the emissary from the Commonwealth chapter ran into an active Securitron, right? That Securitron had the Mark II upgrade. He had the soldier face, right? Not the police guy face. He had the soldier face, which means that at some point House had the courier's platinum chip delivered. Which means that according to the lore from that point, House has an entire Securitron army underneath Vegas. And there's just so many inconsistencies from my point of view that seems like it's ruining the entire like concept of what the game was. And it just seems like, and you know, the season hasn't ended, but I just feel like they're doing a huge disservice to the longtime fans to try to like gain popularity by like dramatizing the events of the game and not expanding on it.
That is a lot to take in. I don't know too much about New Vegas. Everyone says it's the best story out of the whole Vegas Fallout series. But the Ruin, what everybody really liked the most, it's like, what do you do with that?
Well, and I think every fan is going to be a little bit different. Like, maybe my take on it is just looking at it from one side of the story instead of the entire side of the story. Which, before anybody sits here and tries to, like, rage in the comments, A, I warned you of spoilers, and B, this is just my point of view on the matter. So I could be wrong, but it just seems like for someone like Mr. House, which is basically like the Fallout's version of Batman, he has a plan B, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. You know what I mean? That guy is prepared for everything. So something just doesn't seem right with the series and the storytelling the way that it's going.
So you're upset about that?
I'm very upset about that.
What do you think they should have done in a short context?
I think if anybody played the game who is watching this podcast, probably not, but...
Well, where in the timeline are we?
We're, I believe, 15 years after Fallout 4.
Okay.
Right. So this is probably like 30 or 40 years after Vegas.
Okay. So 50
I
years
think.
later.
Give or take.
New Vegas just gone.
And, now, in the, where was I going with this?
About what you think they should have done?
So what they should have done. Now, back in the original game, there was, I believe Ulysses in the Lonesome Road DLC mentioned something about tunnelers being able to come up from the bottom of the city and ruin the city. If they were going to ruin Vegas, they should have kept it lore accurate and went with the tunnelers invading the Strip, which already was, from what I can tell, in progress. Instead of, where the hell did Death Claws come from? I mean, really? They don't just appear. unless somebody smuggled eggs in or something happened before the death claws got there, like a dirty bomb or whatever, that radiated the strip. But I think based on the choices of the game, the most sensible endings would either be to side with Mr. House or to side with the NCR. Because I believe the NCR's presence was so large in the area, and on top of that, Mr. House's activity at this point is very high. It doesn't make sense to just have a non-ending, from what it seems like.
Yeah.
That's my perspective. It seems like there was a non-ending. It seems like the courier delivered the platinum chip, and then he fucked off to wherever he did, and that was that.
Well, so much for that guy. Probably should have stayed in the ditch.
Hmm?
Yeah.
The game was rigged from the start.
Yeah. Well, that's our first episode. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. Please leave in the comments what you want us to talk about. What brands your gears? I'm wearing sombrero. He's wearing Adidas, so I think you know what's going on here. Subscribe if you want to. I don't know why you wouldn't want it. It's free. And peace out.
All right.